Hey, Jerry Lynn.
Hi, Jerry Lynn.
Mama Chipmunk.
Hi, Mama. Can everybody hear me?
Should. I hear you.
Hi, Shannon.
Hey, Shannon. Hey, Shannon. I'm glad you're here. Do you want to converse tomorrow, or do you got stuff going on tomorrow? I have an opening. Talk about Gus Lamont. Up to you. I'll put it out there. Yes, no? Okay, I understand. No worries. Whenever you're feeling up to it, we'll do it. Maybe next week sometime after I get back. After I get back from Crow's Nest Pass. Oh, 14 people in the room. Nice. When you guys would come in, just hit the like button. If you could do that, that'd be awesome. 24 people in the room. Nice. Hey, Wendy's. No worries, Shannon. It's all good. I get where you're coming from, so I need to fix that setting. Computer times out after a couple minutes, so then it locks me out. It sucks. Now you can unlock yourself again.
Rob,
Yeah.
I'm getting really bad feedback. Can we hang up and you call me back and try it again?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay.
Okay. We'll try Andrea one more time. I'm gonna put you guys.
So far, so good.
So far, so good. Maybe we just had to reset.
Yeah, it's not doing it now.
Okay, cool. Right on.
Gotta love technology.
Yeah, no kidding, right? I learned quite a bit of like technology in the last couple days.
Yeah.
I have to go back to StreamYards for Dummies again. Back to the drawing board. Yeah, anyhow. Oh, 7 people in the room. That's okay. We'll make do. So tonight, I do have a little bit of updates. Hi, you're on, man. How's it going? How are we doing tonight? So tonight I'm gonna talk about a little bit about Ryan Shishka, but I've got a few couple of ideas, updates anyways. Next week, next Tuesday, I finally got a time, finally got a place. I'm gonna meet up with um, the Facebook team, the Facebook search team that's looking for Darius right now, Darius McDougall up in Crow's Nest Pass. Going on another trip again here, and this time we've got a meeting place. This time I'll get to meet everybody, and we'll be nice. And we'll be out. We'll be given a map um, and a search area. The search area is a little bit larger than the last time, I guess. So what they were searching, they took some family out with them this time, and the last time around when I went, and I kind of bypassed them, but I did manage to take some pictures and stuff while I was out there. So hey, dig it. Well, it's good to say you came in and say hi. I haven't seen you in a while, but anywho, but it's good to see you. Hopefully, we'll see you next time. I'll try and get on a little bit earlier. Lately, it's just been timing wise and everything like that, and with people with other creators trying to work around their schedule as well. So hopefully, I'll start getting a little bit earlier, going back to earlier times. Other than that, I'll probably do a live maybe tomorrow. Might do one Saturday and Sunday. Definitely for sure Monday while I'm down in Crow's Nest Pass, I will do a live. And definitely Tuesday. So it'll be pretty busy for the next few days for me. Um, I'm gonna wing it what I can and when I can and when I can't do on my computer at the time being. So do bear with me. I know people are not getting notifications or anything like that, and I get that and I understand that. I'm learning as I go. I'm very new with StreamYards. I've only done it maybe a couple of times. I've joined Charmaine in lives for with StreamYards, but I'm not familiar with it on my own, especially sharing stuff. I struggled with it yesterday, so I do apologize from yesterday. So, and ended up going back to a little bit of going back to my phone. So, um, I'm learning as I go. So please be patient. I will do my best, and we'll get to it. Other than that, so I got Andrea with me tonight, to just support and help me out, co-host. Uh, I had a lot of positive feedback that Andrew was pretty good, and also with Mama Chipmunk last night. So I'll try and get them more often up on the panel. Sometimes I don't always like to talk all the time, but I don't mind them coming up for moral support as well. So I will do my best. So anywho, that's the only update I can really give you at this time right now. So for Darius, anyways, at the time being, I am talking with the lead searcher that's on the Facebook group called Darius Warriors. You can go check them out on Facebook. You can add them, you can add to them, and you maybe get updates from them as well if you want to know what's going on with the searches or anything like that. Um, there's been a lot of drama going in between back and forth between the family and the searchers, and we're trying to avoid it as much as we can. Um, I can't really elaborate too much about it. Uh, I'm trying to stay away from the drama. That was a reason why I stepped away a little bit from Jack and Lily. So, anywho, that's where I'm at with that. I will. This is kind of like the time if you guys got questions to ask me about Jack and Lily, I have no problem. I've got some stuff to show about a little bit of Jack and Lily tonight, but not really. Um, there was a post today that kind of bothered me a little bit. I'm going to address it. Just give me 2 seconds to pull it up. Oh, what the hell? Oh, that's yours. That's you. Never mind. There you go. Is that it? Yes, that's it. Hey, Monsters of Chaos, how's it going? Long time no see. So I kind of wanted to address this tonight a little bit. I am a well, I am a member in Justin's channel, Clutch and Pearls. I wasn't in the members only. I don't know what was said. I don't honestly. In my opinion, this is my opinion only. And I'm going to be very careful how I say this. I'm not aware of any of this, of any CPS documents. If there were, they would not be shared like that to any creators whatsoever. So I don't even know if this most of this post is true. So it was taken down eventually at some point um in this Facebook group. Um, that's all I can tell you, and that's all I'm going to comment on it. So I was not aware. I wasn't even the members only with Justin. If it was addressed or it was talked about, I don't know. So just for some clarity on that, that's all I really going to discuss on it.
Yeah, there's just far too much drama in that Jack and Lily case. It's really sad.
There's drama everywhere. Actually, there's drama in the Darius McDougal case as well. So, so here's Ryan Shishka. He's 20 years old. Was last seen February 17th, 2018. He's from Beaumont here in the Edmonton area. It's actually in the Edmonton area. It's on the way to Camrose. I've been through Beaumont. It's a nice town. Um, Typical prairie town. Um, Anywho, he went to some Peaks, BC to go to work. He left a house party one night on the 17th of February and disappeared after since then. Hasn't been seen since, 8 years later. So I thought I'd create some kind of awareness on this. So I have a video. I was showing some videos last night. Um, you guys liked Linda so much um, from last night. So I'm going to show one of those videos. Sorry about that. Whoops. We'll show that later.
Young man literally and mysteriously vanished with. Happy birthday, Diggit.
There we go. Hopefully you guys can see that. You can hear it. Happy birthday, Diggit.
Don't even ask me to sing.
You want to sing?
No.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Diggit. Happy birthday to you. And plenty more. How's that? There you go. Oh, and it's Cranky's birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Cranky Cougar. Happy birthday to you. And plenty more. So, we got those out of the way. Any more birthdays tonight? I don't know of. Is it your birthday, Monsters of Chaos? Kidding. All right, let's get this video out of the way with. Oh,
Home at a snowy ski resort in Canada where he lived and worked, leaving such a baffling case behind him as the family desperately wonders what happened and where he could be, but yet there still aren't answers. Not only did his
it's a crime and it's Linda. She's from BC.
years later, the mystery remains unsolved with little clues, and the question of where this young man or his body could be continues to torment those who know and love him. His family has never given up hope. I'm Linda with It's a Crime, so now let's get into it. 20-year-old Ryan Shtuka was born in a little town called Beaumont, Alberta, Canada on March 17th, 1997. His parents, Heather and Scott Shtuka, also reside there and have two daughters. After leaving a house party in Sun Peaks Resort, British Columbia, in the early hours of Saturday, February 17th, 2018, and just a month shy of Ryan's 21st birthday, he never returned home. Sun Peaks Resort is an alpine ski resort located in Sun Peaks, BC, Canada, and is 56 kilometers or 35 miles northeast from the city of Kamloops. And Kamloops has a population of just under 100,000 people. In 2016, the population of Sun Peaks was 616. That was 2 years before Ryan's disappearance, and has since doubled to just over 1,400 in 2021. And the resort has a total of 13 lifts with a capacity of over 13,000 riders per hour. There are 139 runs at Sun Peaks and 40 kilometers or 25 miles of cross country trails. Sun Peaks averages 2,000 hours of sun a year and receives an average of 18 feet of snow per year. And 20-year-old Ryan is described as 6 feet tall, 180 pounds, with blonde hair and brown eyes. He was last seen wearing
Thanks,
dark
Terry Lynn.
pants, a white shirt, a blue coat, and a burgundy ball cap. And there is a $25,000 reward now, I believe, for the info leading to the location of Ryan. It went up from 15,000. Now, let's get into the timeline, and if we rewind just a little bit, on December 1st of 2017, just 2.5 months before Ryan's disappearance, Ryan and his friend traveled a 9-hour drive from Beaumont, Alberta to Sun Peaks. He and his friend had plans to work and snowboard during the winter season. And over the next few months, Ryan worked as a lift operator, also known as a lifty, and lived with roommates right there in Sun Peaks. On the map, the area where Ryan lived was just in the southwest corner of that ski hill.
Congrats,
Fast
dig it.
to February 2 months later, on February 16th, 2018, Ryan finished work as normal and returned to his shared home. After a shower and a change of clothes, Ryan and his roommates went to the local Massa's Bar and Grill for a drink, then headed to a place called Bottoms, which is just a 1 minute walk away, for a silent disco party. Now, a silent disco party is kind of cool. You wear headphones and there's a DJ, and you listen to the music through these headphones. And when you take them off, it's silent. So some parties have a few DJs, and you can tune into different types of music depending on your preference. And people will have these parties as a solution to excessive noise and ease up on the neighbors as well, who may complain. And the parties can go obviously longer. I've also seen it where it can cater to those who have sensitivities to sounds, and so they can control it. Now, one of Ryan's roommates, Chris Feeney, who was 31 years old at the time of his interview, recalled the night and said it went by quickly. He said, "It felt like two Backstreet Boys songs, and the night was over. None of us were ready to go home, and we heard about a house party that may be going." Later in the night, they left the pub together and went to a house party, and that was just a few minutes away from their shared residence. Chris explained the atmosphere, saying, quote, "Most of the people there were regulars or lifties that I knew." He said it was a really pretty mellow gathering rather than a party. That night, 20 centimeters or 8 inches of snow had fallen through the night, and temperatures dropped down to around minus 20 Celsius. It is minus 4 Fahrenheit. Now, at roughly 2:10 a.m. on the morning of February 17th, Ryan was reportedly seen leaving the house party located in Burfield Drive, Snow Peaks, according to the partygoers. And one of his friends slash roommates left that party first alone to walk home, leaving Ryan and the rest of the friends and roommates at the party. Two other roommates and a friend told Ryan they were leaving shortly after that. When Ryan's roommates decided to leave the party, they allegedly saw Ryan stand up and put on his shoes and coat, and they then left the residence believing that Ryan was right behind them. They didn't leave him alone, though. There were still reportedly four other friends that stayed behind. Now, when the roommates eventually turned around, they said Ryan was not behind them. Initially, they said that they didn't think anything of it or if anything bad had happened to him. They thought maybe he was just tying his shoes or decided to stay at the party longer. And Chris Feeney wasn't immediately concerned for Ryan. Later that morning, he headed to work as normal, only then realizing Ryan
Thank you.
hadn't turned up to work. He and Ryan's other friends assumed that he might have gone home with a girl, maybe, or decided to crash on someone's couch. And it wasn't until Ryan completely missed his shift and failed to return home that his friends feared for his safety. And in an effort to locate him, they made a post in a local Facebook group asking if anyone had seen him. At around 9 p.m., the friends called a hospital and were then advised to call the police. Chris Feeney said, by 1 a.m., we were all very scared. He continued saying, we felt so helpless sitting in the house. None of us really slept that night, knowing the next day was going to be a full search day with search and rescue, police, volunteers, helicopters, and dogs. And his roommates reported him missing to the Kamloops Royal Canadian Mounted Police, also known as the RCMP. Kamloops is about a 45-minute drive away from Sun Peaks, and in this map, you can see how close the party was to where Ryan was living. And in a minute, I'll show you more of the terrain and the walk and just how overwhelming the area really is. Following the missing persons report, an investigation into Ryan's disappearance was launched, and authorities searched in the area where Ryan went missing in extensively. They used canine units, drones, volunteer groups, snowmobiles, and helicopters, but no trace of Ryan was found, not even sent. And as part of their investigation, authorities then monitored Ryan's phone records, his social media, and bank accounts. No activity was found on any of these after Ryan went missing. And two officers initially responded following his disappearance, and hundreds of hours have been spent on the search and the investigation. The corporal at the time of the Kamloops RCMP detachment said, quote, I think we interviewed just about everybody in that community. We've taken that information from them and we've used it. In their efforts, it was said 300 tips have been followed up on, and Kamloops resident Jim Reed was one of those who gave a tip to the authorities. He was staying in the Sun Peaks area at the time Ryan was.
Something to think about, it was actually the temperature was -26, and they got a little bit of snow that night. I'm not sure how much. I think it was about 3 inches or something like that. It could be possible. I had a theory. He might have got into somebody's car and may have fell asleep in it. That was another suggestion. But they found no trace of anything. So, just a thought.
Missing, roughly a 20-minute walk from Burfield Drive where the house party took place. And he reported that he had been woken up in the early hours of the morning to a person yelling. He stated it very much sounded like, get in the car, get in the car. Now, two other tips included a possible sighting of Ryan on a close by road called Fairways Drive at 1:55 a.m. and the other involving an unknown male entering a home reportedly looking for a party. Unfortunately, though, these tips did not lead to anything significant. However, one of the interesting pieces of information that I found especially interesting is the extra potential sighting at 1:55 a.m. along with the person yelling about getting into the
Cranky?
car. But I haven't found yet what time that was about the person yelling. If you happen to know that, can you please leave a comment under this video to let me know? And while we're at it, please leave some green hearts for Ryan. Before we dive back into today's case, I want to take a moment to thank today's sponsor, Warby Parker. I've been using AccuView Oasis daily lenses for a while now, and they've been a game changer for me. They're They're comfortable, they're convenient, and perfect for my daily needs. I used to use contacts that made my eyes really dry, and these ones help a lot. And the best part, you can get them easily through Warby Parker. Warby Parker offers everything you need in one stop shop: designer quality glasses with free adjustments for life, contact lenses, eye exams, and vision tests at a price that won't break the bank. And whether you meet them online or in their stores or even in your home, they make vision care simple and accessible. And they carry a wide variety of contact lenses from top
That's
brands.
okay, Shannon. Do what you need to do.
Plus, if you need a prescription, Warby
Your
Parker
health
offers
comes first.
eye at many of their locations, and they even offer free shipping and returns on all contact orders, making it super convenient. And something notable, they have a program called Buy a Pair, Give a Pair, where for every pair of glasses sold, a pair is given to someone in need. And as of 2023, over 15 million pairs have been distributed. You're going to love Warby Parker. Head over to warbyparker.com/it's a crime to save 20% on your first order of contacts, plus get free shipping. That's warbyparker.com/it's a crime. Now, let's get back to the case. Now, Ryan's mom, Heather, said that the potential 1:55 a.m. sighting was checked out, but apparently it was later dismissed because it didn't link up with the timeline that the people at the party gave. And then later in the investigation, it was looked at further. Now, in news reports, it also said that one of Ryan's roommates received a text at a certain time, which points to a potential timeline shift where this roommate could have actually have left the party at around 1:30 a.m. as opposed to 2:10, shifting that timeline. And if we look at the map, we'll see here's the area where the party was, and here is Fairways Drive. And depending on where that potential sighting was on that road, it could line up with that new 1:30 a.m. time that was figured out with that text from one of the roommates. And that 1:55 a.m. would also line up with 1:30, as it's that 20 something minute walk. And if so, Heather said it could have been Ryan potentially heading to the village to maybe grab a bite to eat
Oh yeah.
before it closes at 2 a.m. But unfortunately, surveillance cameras in the area didn't work, and she encouraged people to check their surveillance cameras for any time after 1 a.m. So the question is, was that in fact Ryan walking along that road? Was he going to eat some food or trying to get it before it closed? And or was he trying to meet up with somebody? But the corporal of the RCMP said there's no indication of foul play in Ryan's disappearance. It's perplexing, he said, and he said there isn't anything there to suggest foul play. We're hoping somebody knows something and one day will come forward or something will come up. And they have no information or theory on what happened to Ryan, although there's been speculation by the public, and nothing indicates Ryan was involved in any sort of criminal activity. And in a moment, I'll show you the clips of the amount of snow that was there at the time, and it'll blow your mind just how much there is. And Ryan's mom, Heather Shtuka, last saw her son on December 1st, 2017. She hugged and kissed him goodbye before he drove the long journey from Beaumont,
You
Alberta
blew.
to Sun. And after his arrival, they kept in regular contact via text and calls to
That's funny
and
when it's
Ryan's.
ridiculous.
One of these phone
Crazy
calls
book.
and excitedly told him about snowboarding, saying, "Dad, I've been snowboarding 36 days straight." And Heather believes he was enjoying his time in Sun Peaks. She explained, "As someone who loves him, I want to support him. Looking back now, I could have said, 'Don't go. It's a big step. It's far away.' Maybe I could have kept him from going out. He could have passed away 2 weeks later in a car accident. Life happens regardless. I will never in my entire life regret that. Never regret that." I mean, a lot of us have children. We know what it's like to worry like crazy, even when they just step out the front door. But it
Oh,
seems
Shannon
maybe
guys won't talk to you now. She's ignoring you.
Cooper said he often is reminded of Ryan's disappearance when he's out with friends. He said, "I didn't actually realize just how
Probably
much that has made
screenshotting all your responses.
to everything, and I'm just looking out for my friends at all times when we go out and stuff. I'm always walking them home." And in an interview with Ryan's mom, Heather heartbreakingly said, I keep thinking, if he's no longer here, would I not feel that? But I don't. I wish I knew. I wish I knew. I read Heather's blog on Find Ryan Shtuka, his website, and I'll have the links below. And in one entry, she talked about the dogs in the search. And she said, the dogs did not find my son today. And now I have to uncurl myself from this dark, dark place and find the strength to do this again tomorrow. Insane. The truth is, we hold the RCMP accountable for investigating our son's
Oh,
disappearance,
probably.
and they
I wouldn't doubt it.
also
I
talked
don't
about
care.
Ryan and his love for his dad. He loved
She
everything
can watch all
about
she
Ryan,
wants. Mwah!
and
Mr. Shangens.
with his dad. And a quote Heather later said, she addressed to Ryan and said, I think of hunting, especially now, baby boy,
Not
because I want you to has the patience and the skill to move every inch of this snow to find you. I have to show you that amount of snow that was there that week. It's beyond what you would envision to be. But first, let's just get into the oddities. After nearly 3 weeks of extensive searching, the Canadian Search and Disaster Dogs Association deployed 5 specially trained dogs to scour that wooded and snowy area where Ryan vanished. And the not-for-profit organization stated, quote, we know that if he's out in the elements, it's recovery and recovery only. Sylvie Montier, the Canadian Search and Disaster Dogs team leader, said
Lovely jubbly.
they have which is really, really strong. By air scenting, it allows them to isolate other scents, which is better in this case. And the specialist dogs are trained to find human scent in wilderness, rubble, and water areas. Their sense of smell, which is 1,000,000 times stronger than humans, are very effective
Yeah,
at
I was.
locating scent, whether they are alive or deceased. And Sylvie said they will catch a scent from far enough, and it's very important for a situation like this where the snow is so deep the dog can't go everywhere. So he has to be able to get the scent from far enough so that he can go into the deep snow only where it's needed. And yet, there was no scent of Ryan. And Ryan's mother commented on the search effort by saying, it makes me anxious. It's a hateful word to say hopeful. I'm hoping that you find my son. But when I hope that, I also know that you're not really finding him. You're finding it's a recovery mission, and that's a hard thing to wrap your mind around. She continued on saying, Scott and I will put our lives on hold, even if it's just for a little bit of it, to focus on Ryan, because if it is recovery, there won't be any more time with him. That'll be for us. So we can do that to honor our son and spend it with him, and we won't leave until there's not one drop of snow on this ground, and we can say for sure that he's not here. Heather and Scott go back and forth from their home in Beaumont to Sun Peaks, from my understanding, several times a year in search for their son. Now, this last April, there were 2 anonymous tips that came in from one person about Ryan's case to a missing persons group called Please Bring Me Home. And this group posted on Facebook to whoever contacted the group in April to contact them again. They said if this was you, to please reach out so we can follow up with you. And
Oh,
I do
interesting. Please Bring Home was involved.
obviously lead to Ryan's whereabouts, or maybe those who do watch these videos will remember something and will call in and lead to his whereabouts in some way, because no tip is too little. In May, just a few months ago
Thank
here,
you. I appreciate that.
there was an influx of tips, and that there were consistencies or a theme to them. And in the days after Ryan was reported missing, Mounties and 22 members of Kamloops Search and Rescue searched for Ryan, and the dogs, snowmobiles, drones with infrared cameras, helicopters, and 74 volunteers also searched. Now take a look at the snow here in these clips. Heather did a video just a week after Ryan went missing, and not just any video, but the actual walk Ryan would have made if it was from the party house to his home. And for Heather, it took 16 minutes in the snow, and you can see the crazy amount that there's there, and just how vast this area is, and it's literally a needle in a haystack. So many places, and where do you even begin? Also, the snow kept falling, so any trace of Ryan or steps that he made could or would have been erased by the snowfall. Now, there's something really very peculiar and interesting about the area and region that Ryan disappeared from. For decades, Researchers
No,
have noticed that people are vanishing at an abnormal frequency in that area. It's dubbed the
we'll
BC
talk after,
Triangle,
Andrea.
British Columbia Triangle, also the Kamloops Triangle, which is in this interior plateau of southern British Columbia, and every disappearance in the BC Triangle took place in this highlighted area. Now, American author and former officer David Pilates discovered the triangle in 2019, and he published his findings in a series of 10 books and two documentaries called Missing 411, 411 being a term commonly used
The
for
Bermuda
detained
Triangle.
to the Canadian number for directory assistance. And during this search, Pilates noted that many of the missing person cases shared characteristics he called profile points. And profile point one is the inability of tracking dogs to follow a scent in the area the missing person vanished from. In his books, Pilates explained in nearly 99% of the cases I've documented, bloodhounds brought to the point where the victim was last seen cannot find a scent, aren't interested in tracking, or seem oblivious to
It
the
is a
smell
weird
of
case. Really weird case.
canine
It's an old
treatment
case and a cold case.
that these dogs love their job and relish tracking people. This is one of the most prevalent profile points in the cases we have identified. Profile point number two relates to inclement weather, including blizzards, fog, rain, snow, hail, dust storms, and freezing cold or hot temperatures. And the weather will often turn suddenly and without warning after the victim's disappearance, hindering search and rescue efforts. Now, the third profile point is where the missing person's body is found in an area previously searched. Pilates explained that sometimes the location of the recovery has been searched dozens of times. He said in one instance, the searchers had taken the same trail hundreds of times over the week hiking to where they believed the victim was located. And on one of the days of the search, a tree had fallen across the path
I
and
might have
young
one of his
lambs
videos,
running on
Monsters
the
of
road.
Chaos. Give me a
He
bit.
explained
I might
the
have
area
one. I pulled a
state
bunch of stuff down, so we'll see.
check. Number two, with the weather, check. Number three, well, obviously hasn't been found yet. There are other profile points as well, like missing clothes or shoes in these types of cases, disappearances at twilight, cases where the missing person may have suffered from an illness or disability, and disappearances where the victim is rescued and cannot recall information about and leading up to their disappearance. Also, the missing persons being found near water, including creeks, rivers, ponds, and lakes, or in areas with large amounts of granite or large boulders, or in
Excuse me.
people vanish immediately after others lose sight of them, and the unexplainable malfunctioning of compasses and other equipment. Now, from these profile points, we can see that there are a few in relation to Ryan's disappearance. They match a little bit. Pilates said that there is no other province in Canada that comes close to the number of missing people matching the profile points as British Columbia, and he says specifically 40% of the Canadian missing persons cases, of which Pilates wrote occurred in supernatural BC, which is what we call BC. Focusing on that Kamloops BC triangle and the time frame when Ryan went missing, in 2017 to 2020, there were several men that disappeared and they have never been found. On the 17th of November 2019, 27-year-old Marshall Awasa disappeared. Now, I did a previous video on him a few years ago. He was last seen in Lethbridge, Alberta by his family, and he was on his way to a storage locker and told his family he was going to go back to Calgary where he was living, which is only a couple hours from Lethbridge. He made it to the storage locker within Lethbridge and waited outside as he was locked out of it. He didn't realize that they locked it during the night. He finally gained access in the early hours, and his movements after that are not known. Hikers found his burnt out pickup truck on a remote Forest Service road 12 hours away in British Columbia, and the storage locker log showed that he did access the storage locker on the 17th and stayed there for 2 hours before leaving the
Yeah.
facility, but the family couldn't review surveillance footage because it had been recorded over by the time the truck was found. And Lethbridge police considered this at first that it was suspicious, but noted that they had found evidence that Marshall wasn't attending his post secondary classes and was experiencing stress in his life. And he's still missing to this day. But there's so many oddities to this case, and even though Marshall's truck was found burned out 12 hours away, the steering column was also gone from that truck and no sign of Marshall. And yet, the authorities wouldn't deem it as suspicious or a criminal activity. Not one camera shows Marshall's truck or Marshall in a 12-hour drive. He would have had to have gassed up at some point, yet there's nothing. And I'll have that video at the end of this one or below. I'll put the link. Now, number two, there's a man named Ben Tyner who is 32 years old and vanished from the Merritt area after riding his horse into the hills looking for cattle, it was said. Now, 2 days later, his horse was found alone and fully saddled on a Forest Service road northwest of Merritt. He was last seen at 2 p.m. on January 26th of 2019, and after an extensive search, he still has not been found either. Now, number three is a gentleman named Luke Neville, who is 48 years old at the time and was last seen in Spence's Bridge on October 9th, 2017. And the next day, his burnt out van was found on the Sackham Forest Service Road, 20 kilometers from his home, or approximately 12 miles. Now, authorities considered his disappearance suspicious. Sadly, he also has never been found. And these are just a few of these missing persons cases attributed to this Kamloops British Columbia Triangle, with Ryan's case being one of many. A spokesman for the RCMP said that all these cases are still open, but said that the only thing noted to be in common is that the missing persons or victims are male and their geographic location. However, I noted some other similarities a few years ago when I was looking into Marshall's case, and we'll hopefully do a future video on the case. Let me know if you're interested below. Also, leave a few more hearts, please, for Ryan. Now, there have been many theories surrounding Ryan's disappearance. Initially, search and rescue teams felt that Ryan had maybe fallen into a gully that was then covered in heavy snow. But when the snow melted after winter, Ryan was not found. And Jean Strong, who's the editor for the Sun Peaks Independent News, said she has heard so many theories, from abduction to sex trafficking to being involved in the drug trade to aliens to an animal attack,
Aliens.
any other wild
That's
theories you
possible.
think is
Hey,
coming
Hammy.
above. A retired RCMP investigator, Brian Smith, traveled from Alberta to help in the search after a request from Ryan's family. He believed that Ryan had wandered into the deep snow and got lost. His mind then changed, though, following an interview with one of Ryan's friends. He explained, quote, "The friend seemed to be very nervous and very afraid for himself, which was unusual to me. He said, my gut told me that this was most likely a homicide, not just a missing person." And Smith said that he shared his findings with the RCMP. But Ryan's roommate, Chris Feeney, soon came under fire from the public. 2 weeks after his disappearance, Feeney traveled to Banff with a friend for a pre planned trip. Posts and messages online implied that he was involved in Ryan's disappearance, and some also claimed that he was also involved in other missing persons cases. If you know that, let me know below. And even that he had lied to police. He commented, quote, "I've
I bet
definitely
with the smooch, it's gonna be expensive. Uh-oh.
saying that they have a video
Uh-oh.
of me doing something. Of course, it's very hurtful. I
They
think
are
the family
expensive.
to read people's judgments on Facebook have it the worst. His two younger sisters are the nicest girls and they are a loving family. They should not have to read stuff like that." Now, responding to these claims, Feeney said he spent as long as he could searching. He took 3 days off of work to search immediately after, but couldn't afford to take any longer off. Heather defended Chris, saying, "Do I know for sure that none of them," meaning Ryan's friends up there, "know what happened to Ryan? No. But Ryan really, really looked up to Chris Feeney. If he and Kirsten, Chris's girlfriend, didn't go out, he would stay in." Heather said, "I've always believed Chris and Kirsten were true friends." And Chris Feeney still struggles not knowing what happened to his friend. He
Oh,
said,
dental abscess.
"Idea what
Ouch.
happened to him. All I know is that I don't believe he would
Poor
have gone
puppy.
anywhere with people he didn't know. I don't believe he would have wandered off into the woods or was drunk enough to wander off without knowing where he was. And for a fact, he was young, fit, and experienced in cold weather." A post on the Unsolved Mysteries Reddit page asked Redditors who lived in the Sun Peaks area for their theories about the disappearance. One resident in Kamloops believes it was a hit and run and that Ryan's body was dumped somewhere. Another former resident believes he is no longer in the vicinity but had no further theories. Another simply stated that they believe he fell down a tree well. What is your general theory of what happened, or what are some things come to mind? Let me know below. You never know, a question could help the authorities. It's important to remember that these are obviously just theories, and as of yet, there's no evidence backing any of them. Police still firmly believe there's no foul play in the disappearance, but one has to wonder how someone vanishes into thin air like that. And for those of you who didn't catch my live stream a few weeks ago or the YouTube short that I did, I found this little guy who was left at a restaurant, and it is to spread awareness.
Yeah.
It is such a cool story how I found him. This is called a Shtukasaurus, and it has to do with Ryan and his disappearance. And many people have been leaving pictures of their Shtukasaurus from all over the world on the dedicated Facebook page set up for Ryan. I will put that below. Each dinosaur comes with a little QR code so that you can scan it and then you can read more on the Facebook page. The little tag reads 20-year-old Ryan Shtuka disappeared at Sun Peaks Resort in British Columbia, Canada on February 17th, 2018. Extensive and ongoing search efforts have been given. No clues to Ryan's location. We would so appreciate if you share Ryan's story and a picture of where you found this dino. And look on this map at the impact this little dinosaur has made
Holy
and Ryan's
crap.
story has made. They have traveled all over the world and have it documented on maps with pins. And I'll leave a link for you below on where you can get these little Shtukasauruses. I will be purchasing some as well, and then I'll bring it to
Yeah,
various
I was
places.
gonna get to that.
It will be in the hands of somebody who recalls something about Ryan and that they can lead him to the authorities and bring him home. I know for the family, it is hell for them. Any family with missing members, it's so hard being in limbo, not knowing where their child is or their loved ones. If you have information, I'll put that below with a number. Also, you can contact the CP at 1-250-828-3000. Alternatively, if you want to stay anonymous, you can just contact Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-8477. I'll have that below. They also have a Find Ryan Shtuka GoFundMe set up. It's currently at $98,000 and it's still open. I'll leave that link below if you would like to donate. Heather also has written a book about the disappearance of her son titled Missing From Me, and she's an incredible writer. Her dedicated website also sells merchandise to help raise awareness of this case. That link will be below. The question is, why was there no scent trail for Ryan? Is that timeline incorrect? And did the guys who yelled, "Get in the effing car," have anything to do with Ryan? And what time was that at? I do wonder what the roommates' thoughts are and were, and what their speculations are. What do they think happened to Ryan? What happened earlier in the night? Was there something that maybe Ryan said or did that could be just a tiny little clue? Not that Ryan did anything, but a clue maybe as to anything that might help the RCMP. You just never know. Now, click here to see the Marshall Awasa case. The man who disappeared at a storage unit in Alberta and his vehicle turned up in another province a dozen hours away, and no camera footage at all from point A to point B. Check out this case here, which is another Canadian man in need of justice. His case has been ignored, and there's all kinds of shady happenings going on there.
Bye bye, DeGrasse Junior High. Anyways, hmm. So, what are your guys' thoughts on that? I know this hit you pretty hard here at home, Cranky Cougar. Andrea, Earth to Andrea, come to the office. Okay, sweet. So, what are your thoughts?
No, I really don't have an opinion. Usually I get a feeling right away and I just don't know.
I find the whole thing odd, to be honest. And with the roommates, why aren't they interrogating the roommates even more? Because they were the last ones to see him.
Yeah, I agree with that. But you know what? I kind of thought what went through my head with the triangle of men missing.
Yeah,
Is there is there a serial unaliver running around?
I'm not sure, but that's a possibility. We need to do a little bit of digging on that because that fellow that went and had his car burnt down or his truck burnt down, and he was all the way from Lethbridge and then Calgary, right? That's quite a ways away. That's a in that area. That's like almost like a 8 hour drive, 9 hour drive. So especially going through well, go through Banff and all that area, right? Because that's pretty much right through that whole area. I'll show you the map here. Give me a sec. Let me zoom out here. So there's a map, right? There's Whitecroft. Um, let me see if I can pull up. Oh, can we go anymore? Yeah, we can. Yeah, Kamloops is right here. You can see that. Salmon Arm. That's where Charmaine is. Um, I wish I can go. I wish I can go that way. I can't, unfortunately. But literally, that's highway Shima Skamamas, Sikamamas. That's that road right here. That's all Highway 1. That goes all the way up to Calgary or Banff. Goes right into Salmon Arm and then twisting and turn. And then when you get to Kamloops, that's all right here. This highway that goes up here, that's Highway 5. That's the beginning of the Kuka Hollow here. But that whole area here, that's all literally that's that triangle, right? So Shuswap, that's like that whole area. That's where you can rent houseboats and stuff like that. Sit in it's a huge lake. It's like Shuswaps. That's what they call it. You rent a houseboat and everything. So you can fit like 20 people in a boat easily in those houseboats. Fortune, it's like almost like 4 or 5 grand a month to rent. My sister did it once. They wrecked the hot tub. So yeah,
Yeah, and I notice every time I've like visited Kelowna Kamloops area, there's a lot of like transients.
yeah. Um, Kelowna or not Kelowna. Kamloops is a really high risk criminal place for rugs. Rugs is really bad there. It's probably the worst across Canada. It's probably one of the worst cities for rugs across Canada, which is another thing. Um, Cranky Cougar. Plus, it's a party place in the winter. Yeah, yeah. Kamloops, that whole area. Yeah, it's huge party place. Yeah. So, and Prince George. Yeah, and Vancouver. Yeah, yeah. But Kamloops is way worse than Vancouver. Trust me on that. Even though it's 100,000 people, we've driven through Kamloops a couple of times already. Like it's like math town, like math town. People are walking around like zombies.
Yeah, and Prince George has that Highway of Tears. There's
Yeah,
hundreds of people unsolved missing from there.
yeah, yeah. Tweakers. Yeah, That's a good way to explain it. I call them zombies. Um, yeah. So, where am I? Very cool. So I got a couple more videos. The Shishkasaurus, that's that dinosaur. That's the uh, Ryan's family have this thing where um, um, when he was younger, they used to name all the dinosaurs. His favorite thing was dinosaurs back then when he was younger, and they made a dinosaur of him, and it's gone across like North America, all across the world almost. I almost got my hands on one today, actually. They had one left, and they offered to me, and hopefully I'm going to get it. So it's got a little like, yeah, like what she explained it. Linda explained the whole thing, right? But the whole story behind it is where um, his mom actually, they made it up, and I don't know if it costs any. I'm not sure if it costs anything or anything. It goes to some kind of fundraiser of some sort, but and she did write a book a few years ago. I wanted to show this one here. Is this it? Yeah. I'm gonna get you to mute again. So peaks and valleys. The search for Ryan Shishka. It's only 19 minutes long. So tell us Story Hive. It's a channel called.
Wow, that's gonna make for a good picture. Wow, Ryan. You talk about, oh, you want your child to be healthy and bright and all those things, and I did. But when he came out, I was like, oh, the cat's cuter than him. He was scrawny. He was 5 pounds 15 ounces, about 19.5 inches. So he.
They actually made it a law now in BC, Monsters of Chaos, so you're not allowed to hitchhike. It's 1,000. If you get caught, it's a $5,000 fine. Just a heads up. But I agree with you 100%.
He didn't look like he had any fat on him at all. And I'm just like, okay, we're gonna be one of those people that can have that child that someone's gonna walk around going, oh, that's a really nice blanket. What a cute outfit he has on. But he definitely he grew and got chubby and beautiful, and he was definitely the light of our lives at that time.
I'll be right back. Just gonna go use the bathroom.
Thumbs up. Squirrel Man Pro. Like this, Ryan.
He came in the room and it would always be smiles and laughs.
So Ryan, tell me where we are, and it's Christmas time, right? 2007.
Right. Oh, and we're in California.
I remember that he had gone for lunch with Heather
He's like, so I was thinking that maybe James and I would go to a ski resort for the winter. And he had that look on his face, like he was nervous to kind of tell me because he didn't know um, what my reaction was going to be.
Both of us were fine with that, and like I was excited for him. I was like, yeah, absolutely. You know what? You're young right now. You're only young once. Have some fun. We knew that he was only going to be gone for a few months because the season only lasts for so long. And I said, if in between and you don't like it, as always, you can come home.
He was really excited about going. And so he left December 1st.
I would text him all the time and said, how are things going? And he was having a really good time. His dog was his world, right? Oscar would sit upstairs and look out the window, and I'd take pictures of him. I say, "Who do you think he's waiting for?" Right? And he'd be like, "Well, me, of course." We said, "Come home for Christmas, like even if for a day." And he said, "No, I'm gonna stay with my mates." And I was like, "Okay, well, have fun, and send us some pictures, right?" So he did that, and we had all those presents here waiting for him. And when he was gonna come home, he could open them up.
I would have thought that he might have suffered from homesickness. I certainly did for him, especially around Christmas time. We've always gathered together as a family. We've never been apart in 20 years since Ryan's been born. That we haven't all been together as a family. So this would have been our first one.
I don't know. I would just be by myself and I'll see a photo of him or something like that. And in those moments, it's when it gets difficult. This is might be this is the reality that I'll have to face or not, deal with for the rest of my life. That I, most likely will never see him again.
On February 17th, 2018, at approximately 8:47 p.m., Kamloops Rural RCMP received a report that Ryan Shtuka was missing. He hadn't been at work that day. He wasn't in contact with friends on Facebook, and he wasn't answering his phone. So at that time, Kamloops Rural RCMP contacted our police dog service and headed towards Sun Peaks. The previous day, Ryan had went to work, and after that had went with some friends to a local bar and grill in Sun Peaks. After the bar and grill, they went to a house party on Burfield Drive, and that was the last place that Ryan was seen. People thought maybe he was sick or hadn't come in. His roommates, I don't think, really realized that he was missing. They realized that he hadn't gone home, and I think they assumed that maybe he went home with a girl or he crashed on someone else's couch, which is super common up here. And then it really hit them later that night. They started texting people, calling people. They were looking for security footage up until the point where they decided to call the hospital to see if he had been taken down. And at that point,
Geez, sorry.
diagnosis.
You guys went for a ride.
Close to 10 o'clock.
So for him not to show up,
Tripped over my cord.
I don't know if I knew if that meant anything, but him not showing up for a shift, I knew that couldn't have been him and not touch base with anybody.
I had an intuition. It was kind of strange. Like the hair in the back of my head went up, kind of thing, right? And I knew. I told Heather. I said, "Let's get our bags packed, and we gotta go now." And
It was the longest and the shortest drive I think I've ever had, and it was 9 hours. our stomachs were just in knots. Like Scott had to pull over every 15 minutes because we just couldn't make it all the way up there. He had to pull over and breathe because I think we thought at that time that we hadn't heard from the RCMP since probably about 2 o'clock in the morning. And I think we just thought they're not going to tell us the worst news. They're not going to tell us the worst news because we're driving. They're going to wait. And so we expected the worst news when we drove up there. I think that we were trying to prepare ourselves, and I think we just couldn't believe, like, in a blink of an eye for us, everything that we had, everything that we loved, everything that we cared about, was all changed.
We know that he was last seen at that house on Burfield Drive. And from there, our police dog service attempted to find a track. And the people at the party were spoken to by investigators to see if anybody had discussed with him that he may be going somewhere or what his plans were after the party.
And so when we came up, we got up there on Sunday, and the RCMP had been there that night with their canine unit, going through the paths, the potential areas that he could have gone. And they came back first thing in the morning as soon as light came.
20 centimeters of snow falls, if somebody passed out somewhere, he could be buried in the snow. So I think everybody was confident that very quickly he was going to be found.
We met with their RCMP and search and rescue lead hand, and basically they said there was nothing they found, and you know we're not going to be back, and that was really tough for us.
From where he was to where he lived, I mean, initially I was thinking, well, he made a shortcut, cut across through the bush, and that's pretty rough going in deep snow. You could easily get into trouble there, but within a couple of days, you had to rule that out. I mean, everybody was searching.
After the professional search and rescue people come in, do their initial search, they only have so many resources and they can only do it as if the evidence is indicating something. But once that's done, and it's usually a couple of days, there needs to be something that can take its place.
Yeah, it can be. I agree. Monsters of chaos.
Here in droves, and
Could
enough
have
to
fell
get
in the
them out
creek,
each day.
gone, underneath the ice,
Probably brought everybody here quicker than anything else.
especially drunk.
The same areas that search and rescue searched, we hit those areas again. It's a lot of work, but Brian's worth it, right? So we just kind of kept moving on.
I thought if someone was going to call me about Ryan being away in Sun Peaks, that maybe he wasn't wearing his helmet and went snowboarding, and maybe had an accident or hit a bump the wrong way and hurt himself. I never thought that this would be our reality.
You wake up and it was just like a nightmare. You're just like, am I still here? Feels like Groundhog Day every day for me.
Sunday marks the 1 year anniversary of Ryan Shtuka's disappearance. We've investigated every tip that's come in to its natural conclusion, but it's not the wanted conclusion.
Somebody knows something. Somebody knows something. We need people to come forward, and whatever tips, information, there's a variety of ways that can come through, but we do need you to step up and do what you can to help contribute to this investigation.
We have no evidence to suggest that Brian left Sun Peaks. Do you guys have any evidence to suggest he's
No. No evidences have been found.
the first thing a lot of people say when you say you're from Sun Peaks now is, what do you think happened to Ryan? Where do you think Ryan is, if they've heard of the case? And I have received emails, I have gotten Facebook messages. There's been a ton of speculation online, but has just blown up in frankly ridiculous ways. There's a few theories or ideas that people have of what happened to Ryan that are more common with people that live in Sun Peaks or that are more intimately aware of the details of Ryan's story. And I think those continue to be that he was drunk or high or whatever he was doing and wandered off into the woods and is going to be found, whether that's a year from now or 3 years from now. In my personal belief, that's the most likely, having been involved with the case over the last year as much as I have been.
I think it's a pretty fair conclusion that he's not here. That somehow or for some way he left Sun Peaks, because between all the people that hike as you're at, I mean, some piece of clothing is going to get found. I've been out in the backcountry where I see dead animals uh, lying around, and it doesn't take long before other animals are quickly into the hunt. And that didn't happen here. I mean, even if a cat had got them and dragged them away somewhere, I mean, some clothing or something has to show up. And there are people hiking all over. I mean, somebody's going to come across something. But I'm speculating. So
some other people believe that he was possibly hit by a driver.
Alcohol may have been involved. If the street isn't that well lit, snow conditions, visibility, and there's no evidence whatsoever to support it, but it's just a feeling that somebody driving down the road that night possibly hit Ryan and panicked and moved him to some other location.
And I think the third most popular theory is that he overdosed or had some sort of accident that night at the party, and the people that he was with somehow covered it up or hid his body.
We've had overdoses here, but all have been handled pretty well. Community's set up pretty good for it. Fire department's ready. The first responders are ready. And thank goodness we have not had any fatalities on the heavy drug side.
I feel that I know Sun Peaks well enough that that wouldn't happen, and I know of the people that were there that night, and that it would come out eventually, and definitely a year later it would have come out if that had happened. Like, people don't.
That's a possibility, Irish. There's only 20.
There's conspiracy theories out there. Some days you think something and you go, no, it can't be that. And maybe it's not. Maybe it's this. There's 100 different things that you can formulate in your head. There's no fact in anything. We're all speculating, and it's hard for me to say one thing or the other, and for me to say, yeah, somebody did something or threw him in a vehicle and went somewhere. I mean, that's a good possibility, right?
That's a
It is.
possibility.
It's hard for Heather and I. Ryan deserves more than just that. He deserves that we're going to get something that's factual.
I think we wanted to believe that there would be an answer at some point, that we would find him when the snow melted. We would find him hiking through the summer. Somebody else would find him during hunting season. That if somebody knew something, if that was the case, they would have come forward. I don't know if we ever knew what day was going to be the day, but we thought it would come. And to be here a year later,
It's surreal. It's what we're doing right now. The campaign of blanketing everything and putting that up right there. That missing Ryan poster is huge. That's got his picture. That's got what he was wearing. People know what they're looking for, and hopefully somebody finds something, right?
I think that a lot of people see Ryan, and I think they turn and they look at their own kids and they think there's no difference. And we're lucky. That's really comes down to it. And something unlucky happened to Ryan, and that you want to do whatever you can to help find Ryan or help ease some of the pain that Heather's daughter felt.
Well, most of the people that are doing what they do for this family, it is purely and simply if it was yours, you would want someone to do it for you. You know, if it was one of my kids, I would hope somebody would travel 1,000 kilometers to come and help us. So you do what you hope to get back in last. That's why.
Like to say thank you to everyone that's volunteered to help us on searching it. There's countless friends, volunteers, family. Really like to thank everybody that's come up and let everybody know that we're not stopping. We're going to continue on.
Oh, paging Andrea. Paging Andrea. Okay, sweet. You're here? Oh, that's good. You're awake? All right.
I want to make a note of something. See, these are normal parents. They appreciate the searchers. They want searchers.
Yeah.
That's normal.
Yeah. It is normal.
What I'm saying.
Oh, I get what you're saying. Yeah. So what is everybody else's thoughts? Just curious. Sorry, I was on the phone with a realtor in Ottawa, then oops, catnap came out of nowhere. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you, Wendy's. Yeah. Give me a sec. Let's go shut my door. Sorry about that.
What's your theory on this, Rob?
I got two thought possibilities. That the yelling with the kid, the yelling with somebody telling them to get in the car early in the morning or something like that.
Mhm.
That's a possibility. He might have been like kidnapped or something, or he might have been picked up or abducted.
Yeah.
Another possibility, um, I've heard a few theories. I don't know about a plow, like a snow plow might have ran over him, or a vehicle might have ran over him and panicked and hid the body. Um, if he was drunk and like kind of under the influence, going through that back trail there, like and there's that creek, anybody could just slip in through that ice and gone. You know what I mean? So that's another possibility too. As soon as you're under that ice, you're long gone, especially depending on that current depending on the creek and depending on how quick the current is, right? I was out at Crow's Nest Pass. There was a couple of creeks that I went by and they move pretty quick, and you're underneath that, you're gone. So
Yeah. One thing I want to make note of too is whenever there's a missing persons case, we need laws changed in Canada. That scene and where that person went missing from, that needs to be locked down like it's a crime scene immediately.
yep, yep, agreed.
We need that law in place.
Yep. Well, look at Lily. I forget her last name, but it was up in Chilliwack. It was about the same time. She was gone for 24 hours. They locked everything down. They told everybody to F off, like anybody who wanted to help search. They waited, they did a press conference, and within 24 hours they found her. Ground search and rescue found her. Was a few miles away, but they found her. She spent the night in the woods and Chinchaga, Chilliwack. That's rough terrain too. It's almost similar. You're right in the mountains. It's all BC interior, right? So it's a rough area, like woods and stuff like that and everything, and you got the mountains still, so you know. And there's cliffs and everything like that and everything. She could have wiped out on a cliff down there somewhere and been gone. So, but they found her with the important thing is they shut everything down and they found her within 24 hours. So that was the important thing. So, but I do agree. Yeah, they need to put a law in place for sure, definitely.
Because if it is a crime scene, in the end, evidence is being tainted if they don't shut it down.
Agreed. 100%. What's everybody else's thoughts? Got 11 people in the room, 13 likes. What are your thoughts, Monsters of Chaos? Got anything? I don't want to put you on the spot. Cranky Coo. There was that back trail and it was snowing so bad that weekend we could have ended up going past his turnoff and headed up the hill and become disoriented. Yeah, yeah. He could end up down a well somewhere too, right? So wouldn't take much. That's a lot of snow, like in that area. And then you got the snowmakers on top of it. So like a lot of these cases, so many what ifs. Yes, I agree, Monster to Chaos. Plus, I think there may have been foul play, but I feel like someone knows something. Yes, I actually, the tree well thing to their family. Yeah, yeah, I agree, Cranky Cooker. Sorry, I didn't realize this was, you were close to them, so. So I do have one more video, if you guys are interested. Jasmine did a card reading on it. If you guys are interested, I'll play it. If not, that's fine. It's up to you guys. It was a few years ago that she did one, or just recent. No, 6. No, I can't remember when it was. Jasmine and Crazy Cat Tarot. And Jasmine did a reading on Ryan, and yikes, what do you mean by that? She had some pretty interesting theories. I'll play it if you guys want. If not, I won't. So it's up to you guys. You want to hear it? Maybe about 6 months ago? Okay. It's up to you guys. I'll put it on if you guys want. I got lots of time, so. Sure? Okay. Hmm. See if I can find it. I think I got it. I hope I have it. I'll have to go find it. That's okay. Give me two. Just give me a little bit here. I thought I got it and saved it, but it didn't go through, which is fine. was about 4 months ago, actually. It's 38 minutes long. Are you guys okay with that? I got it.
It's hard enough to even spell it correctly, but I think it's Ryan Shtuka. Okay, so anyway, now that I've gotten that over with, Ryan was 20 and he disappeared at Sun Peaks Ski Resort in British Columbia, Canada, and he hasn't been seen since the 17th of February in 2018, and he was last seen in the early hours.
Girls are in the chat. You guys put her link up,
House party
please.
and hasn't
Thank
been
you.
seen. Let's see what spirit can give us. And I don't know whether to use the dowsing rods now or at the end, because in my most recent reading for Liam Taman, I did mention the name Ryan, and I know that people have wondered if the cases are connected.
Thanks, Andrea.
Before I start doing the cards then, I'll just get a few basic answers and it might help us make sense of what cards come out. Okay, so neutral spirit, please and thank you. For Ryan Shtuka, are the cases of Ryan and Liam Taman connected? Are the two cases connected? No. Okay. So are there similarities between the cases? I'm hearing same kind of friends. So is there similarities with their friends? Did both their friends not do enough or betray them in some way? Yes.
Oh yeah, Cranky? Cool.
Cared about themselves more than each other?
That's not,
Oh,
well,
with
it's interesting information now. What I meant.
okay, that's a no. So yeah, that's the energy then that both our friends were negligent and maybe not even true friends. Okay, so is Ryan Shtuka currently alive, Spirit? That's a no. Did Ryan Shtuka know the person involved in his disappearance? Did he know them? I'm getting a no. Was Ryan given some kind of romantic offer or something like that the night he disappeared? Or tricked? Okay, I'm getting a no. But that's what I get for Liam. So I think the similarities lie with the friends and just that their friends were maybe selfish people. Okay, so let's see. We'll get some clarity. And if we have any more questions at the end, we can always go back. Okay, so let's see. Ryan Shtuka, Spirit, please come through and tell us the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. What happened to Ryan Shtuka, please and thank you. The night Ryan disappeared, whoa, we got legal proceedings. So I don't know if anyone had any legal proceedings going on. Maybe someone could have a criminal record. But someone was playing judge, jury, and executioner. We've got mountains. So maybe Ryan was brought to the
I'll be right
mountains.
back.
Kind of jealousy. Okay, let's see. We've got homicide. And we've got crime and passion. Okay. So I don't feel like he knew this person, but there was a reason for this person to be jealous, maybe at the party. So let's get a little bit more on that. Let me just get one more. What happened to Ryan Shtuka? Please and thank you. A gift. Given something. We've also got a female. So there could be a female who is involved or witnessed something or knows something that is relevant to Ryan's case. I'm going to clarify with the tea and then we'll do the tarot. But I feel like this may work better. Okay, we've got the beach energy, grandparent, and a faked death. Whoa. Okay. So let's clarify with the tea and let's see what's going on here. I don't know if there's any beaches close by, let me know. And let me know if there's any mountains close by as well. So Ryan Shtuka, can you clarify this crime of passion for me? What's this crime of passion energy all about? Whoa, cock blocking? Thank you, Spirit. So someone was jealous of Ryan and maybe they felt like the person they wanted Ryan, or Ryan was getting in the way of them being able to get what they want. Homicide. An offer? So there could have been an offer. Maybe it was more of a money offer or a job offer than a love offer. Because something was blocked when it comes to romance that night anyway. Legal proceedings, bad habits. Okay, so someone has drug charges and someone doesn't want to get in trouble for consuming or giving people drugs. So I feel like Ryan was given some drugs. Maybe someone offered him drugs. We've got a queen rising, too busy winning. So maybe someone likes to hunt in the mountains or someone kept a trophy when it comes to Ryan. I do feel like there's a female who knows. What's this jealousy energy? What's the tea about this jealousy energy? Ryan Shtuka. Whoa. No facts. Okay, so someone's making up lies and maybe they lied to the police, the public. If someone was asked, was there any jealousy here? And they said no, I'm getting a ringing in my ear. So there's a female or a friend that's lying. Yeah, okay, and that's how the two cases connect because both their friends are lying. Even if their friends didn't do it, they're lying about something to save their own butts because they didn't do more or they were busy doing other things instead of being a good friend. What's this gift energy? What's the tea about this gift energy? Travel. Okay, so an offer, come here and I will give you this, but instead, Ryan was brought to the mountains and possibly put into a container or a bag. I'm thinking of the wheelie trolleys that, when, the maids and stuff are changing the beds in hotels. And you push that. I'm kind of thinking of something being pushed. Maybe up to the mountains. Or a suitcase. Could he have been put into a suitcase? The inside scoop is some kind of travel to the mountains, though. Okay, let's see what else we can get here. And see if we can make this clear. So let's see. We've got the Two of Wands, so maybe apartments could be significant or someone watching something. This could even be a witness to some kind of crime. Ryan Shtuka, what can you tell me? Whoa! And what way did that one to fall? We've got the Nine of Swords. So sleepless nights. There could have been someone who witnessed or a feminine that witnessed that was crying. Okay, homicide and an offer. What is this energy, spirit? What can you tell me? Okay, we've got the Star and the Five of Pentacles. So this is overcoming loss. There's a missing jigsaw piece. Someone was watching, is what I feel like. The Star. So someone could be like a local celebrity or known for these things. Oh, he's the guy to go for if you want XYZ. So yeah, I'm kind of getting maybe a kingpin kind of energy. What is this homicide and an offer? Whoa, we've got the King of Swords. So someone who is very blunt and someone who is the master of their mind and they outwitted Ryan, is what I'm getting. So if they felt one upped, well, then they wanted to outwit Ryan somehow. Someone could be a smoker. This person could have a lot of tattoos, prison tattoos, if they've got prior record, legal proceedings, bad habits. The High Priestess. So definitely someone is a smoker. And the Three of Cups, the friends card. So this is the friends having secret knowledge, but they won't tell because they will get in trouble for what they were doing, what they were indulging in. So Ryan's friends turned his back on him. That's the secret knowledge. But I don't think they're the ones that did it, because it feels like it's someone he didn't know. So let's see. What can you tell me about this jealousy and no facts energy? The Page of Swords. So look, someone was watching, spying. Instagram, Facebook could be significant. Maybe someone's from a different part of the world, but someone was spying. Okay, clarify this gift, this travel. Three of Swords, watching, spying. Someone maybe felt heartbroken.
Got your back, Andrea. Got your back.
But this was a trick to break him because someone felt slighted, one upped, and this is Ryan feeling heartbroken. No description, you know what to do. So maybe someone knows what to do because they have a record. They're a criminal and they're quite hardened up to this life. The Hierophant is commitment. Maybe this person could be married, the Ace of Wands. So this is a new idea, an offer. Let me cover this. So let's see, we've also got the Queen of Pentacles. So this could be a motherly energy, but it could be a feminine who was given money to stay silent, maybe one of the friends. But I don't know, a confession booth, some kind of a booth. Slipping in the ice. So maybe if he was trying to run away from someone or something, he slipped in the ice. Let me see. Let's get a little bit more. Ryan Shtuka. Oh, you've got baseball. Maybe someone likes baseball. The Star again. So something about fulfillment and being noticed. Let's see. Ryan did go missing at night under the stars. So let's see. So someone overpowered him. What can you tell me about Ryan Shtuka? Outer space, the world. So someone could be from a different part of the world, but this is a journey into outer space, traveling to the mountains to make Ryan disappear. We've got notary office, professionalism, reliability. So maybe someone works for the law or someone is in trouble. So they're on one or the other side of the law. They either enforce it or they break it. Okay, so fairness, justice. I do feel like justice will come. They just need to get the right service, someone who's actually out for justice. Okay, so Ryan Shtuka, what can you tell me about where Ryan is? Any indication? Fuel? So an auto service, somewhere where you fuel up. Maybe somewhere is open 24 hours, temperance and justice. So things will balance out. Maybe someone needed an oil change. Fuel, petroleum, diesel, Page of Pentacles. This could be a waiter or a waitress. Maybe someone who also works at the ski place knows a feminine. I've got shivers on my legs, so they might protect their own. The tower, a tower moment. Sandwiches. Maybe a place that serves sandwiches and that you can fuel up in. We've also got the 10 of Pentacles. So someone could be a woodcutter, a lumberjack, but look how strong this guy looks. So whoever Ryan came across, it feels like they outpowered him and overpowered him. We've also got the 4 of Pentacles. So this could be someone's home. And this is material stability. So it's giving me some kind of a money offer. Bring home the bacon is what I'm hearing. But it's like it was a trick. So let's see. Let's get these cards and see what else we can find out about Ryan Shtuka. What happened to Ryan? And where can we find him currently? What happened to Ryan? And if you can tell me anything about who, why, what. We've got the loss of a loved one, so I do feel like Ryan has passed onto the other side, sadly. Now we've got some kind of an accident, and I've seen drowning there. Let's just get them all on the table and see. Whoa, what Spirit wants to say. Now that is too many. Let's put these back. Wealthy elite. Is someone in the wealthy elite? Ooh. Ooh. Group living. Some kind of group living is what it's giving me, a swindler. So someone who gave Ryan a money offer, but they've evaded capture because they're used to being a swindler. The perp is a criminal technology, so use and abuse of technology. Okay, so let's see. We've got an artist. Someone could be an artist. There could be a man who is a bit older, a collector of some kind with grey hair. Banishment, forest underground. Shunned. I'm getting shivers. We've also got a commune, a cult, group living, a grandparent. Maybe someone's grandparent knows. Intellectual. Maybe someone likes tea, or this is giving kind of a cafe energy. Is there any kind of group living or tribes out there? We've got enslavement. So maybe some kind of chains or shackles, romance, but with hands behind.
I am, Deborah.
Star-crossed lovers.
On Ryan. Ryan Shishka.
Someone's a local artisan.
You can stay if you want. It's up to you.
So even if they are a perp, they're still good with their hands and they're good at getting away with things. I feel like they abandoned Ryan somewhere and this is an unexplained disappearance. And this is kind of looking like a fight, a punch. Let's see.
I was covering Ryan for a little bit there, Deborah. Ryan Shishka. Shishka.
What can you tell me about Ryan's current location?
Well, you can stick around if you want.
So let me know if there's any of those TPs or anything around. We've got family, home, commitment. So someone could be married and someone could have children, but some kind of home energy. Limitations, fears. So I do feel like Ryan was scared when he realized this offer was more than he bargained for. This person is a trickster, an epiphany breakthrough. So I feel like this is true, and there will be a breakthrough in Ryan's case. So if someone is a lumberjack or cuts trees in the woods or the mountains, look at them. Closed off, guarded, resistance. So they're resisting being cut. They don't want to talk. They don't want to help. They want to keep to themselves.
It's another 15, 20 minutes, something like that. So thanks,
Integration.
Andrea.
Is someone in a relationship?
It's full credit to her.
We've also got the North Node cosmic purpose. So I'm feeling up high in the mountains. I don't feel like he's still in the ski place. I do think maybe this could be the house party he was at, or maybe he could have been brought to someone's home or lured there with some kind of a money offer, and then something happened. He realized he'd been duped and maybe brought to the mountains after the fact, possibly in or with a suitcase. I don't know. A renewal spark. There will be renewed interest and motivation with Ryan's case. So this is good news. I want to ask about the perp. What else can you tell me about this perp? Who did this and why? The perp and their motivations. Ryan Shtuka. Tell me about this perp. Who did this and why? Okay.
Gotta plug in my computer.
Dancing with our hands tied, the Eight of Swords. So someone who feels restricted, or they feel like their family life restricts them, so they could have a secret nighttime life, a secret nightlife, nocturnal, mastermind, Three of Pentacles. So there is a
There, guys.
mastermind people who know. Let's see.
Oh,
I don't know. These are dominoes. Is there a domino?
okay, Deborah.
Happens. So let me know.
It's good to know.
Wasn't something said about pizza? I feel like that was a lie, whatever they said about Ryan going to get pizza. It's like they were thinking of something to say and they were like, oh, let's just say he went to get pizza and then he wasn't last seen with us. So there's definitely at least
It's a possibility, Cranky Theory. I've heard of that.
okay. Who did this and why? King of Pentacles. So maybe someone who's got money, a business owner, and vigilante shit. Seven of Swords. Someone who's defensive, but someone who would bite their face to spite their nose, or whatever that saying is. It's someone who needs to do extreme things just to feel a thrill or a high, and they find their family life suffocating. That's why they have a double life, because they need to feel something, but they need to go to the extremes to feel it. We've got you need to calm down, temperance again. So someone who is very quick to anger, and someone who is very quick to, explode is what I'm getting. Okay, so Ryan Shtuka, what can you tell me about Ryan's current location? Oh. So maybe someone is a bit of a philosopher or reads lots of books. Passport, maybe someone who traveled. I feel like this person could be from a different part of the world. I don't think they're local, but I don't know. Comfort path. So this person could have a dog, or maybe dogs need to be brought in to find Ryan. Where is Ryan Shtuka right now? A return receipt? So maybe somewhere he's been before, but returning back to somewhere. Or there could be a receipt of some kind that will prove or disprove. So if the friends say you went for pizza, where's the receipts? If there's no receipts, it's a lie, is what I'm getting. I don't know. I'll have to look into the details a bit more. Okay, so Ryan Shtuka, where can we find him? The holier than thou? So maybe someone acts holy or religious, but they're not. They're sacrilegious. Festival going. So someone who does and deals, that stuff. Okay, we've got Peace and Me. Danny's the night owl. So yeah, this is someone who needs to go out and get their thrills at night like a vampire. They're thirsty, and it's like they're looking for their next thrill or kill. Did they get a thrill from this kill? Is it their first kill? The troll? I don't know. They could be trolling online, chance. They could be a gambler, and I feel like whatever this was, this deal, it was Ryan that had to cut all the losses. So maybe something will need to be cut when Ryan is found. So there could be some kind of a rope or something like that, rope or chains that is restricting him somewhere, keeping him hidden. Ryan Shtuka, what can you tell me about location? Can you tell me about the location? Animal guardian, trust your instincts, Mother Earth, and a broken arrow. So maybe in the earth, Mother Earth, a broken arrow, somewhere maybe where people hunt or something, or there could be arrows, signposts, animals. It's giving the mountain. Won't take them, that's too many. Peacekeeper, let go of the need to be right. So there could have been someone stubborn. there could have been an argument and no one was backing down. We've got the knight, be brave and honest. Someone could be a part of the Knights Templar. If you know, you know. Okay. Location, oracle, wait for more information or important information. So there's a feminine who has important information, but she's keeping her eyes closed, willingly blind, or she didn't see anything. Could be one of his friends, I don't know. Moon, take note of intuitive messages. Medicine mother. Maybe something about Ryan's mother. Shaman, trust in higher forces. Does his mother know information that she is hiding?
Cool. You can do that.
He's speaking about his mother being stubborn, but willingly blind. Medicine mother. Maybe she doesn't want to hear theories that he did this or did that or took this or that, especially with this energy here. But you can't be blind or ignore the facts, or you won't actually get the answer. You want the truth? Be ready to handle it for the harsh truth. Okay, wow. So yeah, there's a feminine, either a friend or even his mother, that is hiding information, and it's impeding the case or the investigation, is what I'm getting. And that is strange. Druid, hold the space. Yeah, it's giving kind of somewhere natural, sacred, in the woods, kind of mountainous, hilly area maybe. And yeah, is there anything else? Let me just get a few motives, and then we will hit the dictionary. Because maybe the motives can give us a bit more of an indication about who this is. So failure and anger. Someone was angry about a failure, or maybe some kind of a deal. These want to come. Purpose, failure. So someone felt like they failed at something. A cross could be significant or nearby. Creativity. Someone very creative. Someone literally could be an artist. Someone could be well respected. What are the motives for Ryan Shtuka's disappearance? Anger. A fight. And Ryan didn't win the fight. One more for the motivations and the motives. Okay, so someone was not reflecting. Someone didn't think before they act, or they didn't think before they spoke, and love. So someone is not using their heart because maybe someone doesn't really have a heart. They might pretend to be a family man or this or that, but they just see everyone as a piece of meat, and it feels like they dehumanized Ryan. Patience. I feel like Ryan will be found. His skull, in particular, practice patience in times of uncertainty. It allows space for understanding and resolution. So maybe his skull will be found in a space somewhere, and maybe it might take a dog to find it. I would say look for suitcases because, suitcase can come up in different readings, but when I think of it, I mean, it makes sense that people that don't expect to have a body to deal with, what's the first thing they're going to go to? Oh, well, maybe a suitcase is better than, a black bag, for example. And of course, if this is a place that people travel to, I would say suitcases would be quite important. Okay, whew, thank you, Spira. Anything else that we need to know about Ryan's location? Or how to find him? Anything? We've got temporary, meantime, interim. Sorry. So this is only temporary. He will be found. Interior. Interject. So something was interrupted. Maybe this person felt like Ryan interrupted them. Interlace, twist together. Maybe Ryan's hands were interlaced, twisted together, tied up. interlard, mix with words, expressions, interleave, blank pages, among others, in a book. Interlock, lock or fit closely together. Interlocutor, person talking part in dialogue. So it feels like this person wasn't a local or a native. Interloper, meddler in another's affair, an intruder. So it's like people wanted him to wanted the public to think that Ryan just, eloped and ran away. Well, it's like this was someone who was meddling, or they felt like Ryan was meddling. Interlude. And it mightn't be a love affair, this could be money affairs or things like that. An interlude. So this is space, a pause, intermediate in the middle. Maybe he could be in the middle of something. Someone was a mediator. Maybe someone was trying to break up this fight. A short piece of music. Interminable, endly, unduly prolonged, intermission, intern, internal. Maybe some internal injuries. International. So someone is international. Internet, something about the internet could be significant. Interplay, reciprocal action, interaction. So yeah, it's like they wanted him to play the game only to lose it, because this was a rigged game. Something was rigged. Interpolate, insert, something about book is significant. Interpose, interpret. I feel like people asked about this crime were lying. Interpret, so translate. Someone could not maybe speak the language. Do they speak French there too? Let me know. Interregnum, interval between rains. What? All this
Yeah, that's true. That's true, Andrew.
So there could have been a shortcut. Scatter among diversity, intersperse. So maybe someone interspersed something. Evidence. But it's like there is an interstice, a chink, a small opening, maybe in a wall or a cave of some kind. Interval, intervene. Someone tried to intervene, an interview. Someone who done an interview either with the police or the news.
Well, the
Interstate.
the well, the disco dancing, right? Deborah Dixon. That was a larger activity when they had the headphones over top of their heads and they listened to like two. They said they listened to like two Backstreet Boys songs or something like that, and they would still wanted to keep partying. So
Not having made a will. Oh, intestate. So maybe money motives, an interviewer, intimate, intimidate, into, intone, intoxicate. So I feel like Ryan was intoxicated and someone took advantage of that. Someone was intransigent, obstinately hostile, uncompromising. This is the person, I feel, that committed this crime. So someone could have a contraceptive coil, a feminine, intravenous, into a vein, intrepid, brave, fearless. This is very intricate. Into a So something about intuition, an Inuit, someone could be an Eskimo, inundate, flood, swamp, check the swamps. Introvert, someone could be an introvert. Someone could be a good singer. Introduce. I feel like this was someone that he was introduced
no
to
worries.
that night. So he,
Go what you gotta do.
and maybe they got off on the wrong foot. Intrigue. So something was intriguing, but this was a secret plot. And I don't feel like this is over a girl or a love affair, but I don't know. There was some kind of a plot, and maybe there was a girl involved in that plot. Invaluable, invariable. So maybe something was invaluable. They want to take something from him. Abuse, inveigh. So attack violently with words. Someone uses their words as weapons. Invent, inventory. Check the inventory. It's like maybe someone took something from out back to help. Or like they took a suitcase from the lost and found. If they've got access into that, invert, turn upside down. Something or someone is inverted. someone could be transgender, someone's a snob, invertebrate. So someone has no backbone, someone is spineless, someone could be an investor, investigate into that. Something is inveterate, persistent, long established, obstinate, confirmed, giving offense by injustice. Yes. Strengthen, refresh, invigorate. So this investigation will be invigorated. Supervise. Feel like Ryan was being watched. Invincible. This person feels invincible. Inviolable. Unprofaned, not to be dishonored or violated. Kept sacred. Invisible. Invite. An invite to the party. In vitro. Maybe someone needed IVF to have kids. Invoice. Invoke. Feels like someone could have some kind of issues with their baseballs, if you know what I mean.
Spaceballs.
Invoke. Was someone invoking a deity or a demon? Involuntary. Was this involuntary manslaughter? Involuted and involved. So there is other people involved. But let me see. I want to see if this was manslaughter or a murder before we go, just so we know. Okay, so for Ryan Shtuka, okay, was Ryan having a fight with someone the night that he disappeared? Was Ryan having some kind of a fight, disagreement? Okay, yes. And was this involuntary manslaughter when it comes to what happened to Ryan? Was this involuntary manslaughter? Getting a no. Let's see. Was this caught out murder? No. No. I feel like the thinking and the planning was done after the damage was done. So they didn't plan to murder him, but did something happen during the night that made them so angry that they murdered Ryan Shtuka? Is this what happens, Bear? It's like, kind of. Maybe it's not exact. Will Ryan Shtuka be found? Yes. That was a strong and a quick yes. He will be found. And did the person that hurt Ryan ever hurt anyone else before in the same way? Okay, no, they're not a serial killer. So, at least that's something. There's some good news, and my apologies that the rest is not looking so good. I would say bring the dogs in. He will be found, and the most important thing is to just find his remains. Because at this point, if we're not going to catch the perp, sometimes the perps can outsmart the authorities. The important thing is finding their remains and bringing them home. And this person is good at getting away with things, maybe used to getting away with things, but this was an extreme, and someone had to think very quickly and hard about how to cover it up. And maybe some of Ryan's friends could have been paid off or something, and maybe his mom is holding back some kind of info. So no shade or blaming to his mother. She's a victim as much as Ryan is, but if there's something she's holding back, it does feel like it's impeding the investigation. So thank you all so much for being here. Let me know, what do you think happened to Ryan? What are your thoughts and feelings? Do you feel like he will be found? Do you feel like this was someone he knew or someone that he met at this party? And if you have any more information or context about the case, let me know down below. And if you have any questions, drop them below too, and we can do more readings, dowsing rods, a spirit box if any of you are interested. But definitely let me know. Check out my True Crime Tarot playlist linked below. And until next time, goodbye and God bless.
Mwah. So, If you guys like Jasmine, check her out at True Crazy Cat Tarot at you already know where to find Jasmine. She's pretty cool. I like her, so I've always liked her. She's been a very part of my team when we shut Zach down, so kinda. But anyhow, so what do you guys think of that? Thoughts, Andrea?
Very sad, and the parents deserve closure.
Yeah, I feel the same way too. I think every family, including yourself, need closure.
At least my son was found.
Yeah,
I know it's solved, but I know who did it. But at least I had the closure of him being found.
yes, I have 100%. Where am I here? What do you guys think? Thoughts? Monsters of Chaos? Cranky Cougar? Whoop, didn't want to go there. I want to go here. Nope. Whoa. Go down, way down. No, no, don't want that window. Here you go. Going down, just like the elevator. What do we got? Okay, so I got a trivia question. So, what's the oldest active missing person in all of North America? That's still active.
Do I get to Google it?
Nope, no Google. Trivia question. Okay, anybody can answer this, and I'm gonna give you a hint. Okay, it'll be fair. I'll give you a hint. Not in Canada. It's a fun fact. Well, it's not a fun fact, but you know what I mean. It's a trivia question. So, what's the oldest case, active case, missing person case on record right now? Donahue. Jesus. Anybody? You guys want the answer? Marvin Alvin Clark in the United States was the oldest active missing person case on record in the United States belongs to Marvin Alvin Clark. He is widely recognized as the longest missing person who is still has an official open cold case. He disappeared October 30th, 1926, Halloween weekend. Location: he vanished while traveling from his home in Tigard, Oregon to visit his daughter in Portland, Oregon. Details: the 74-year-old boarded a bus but never arrived at his destination. A few days later, his family-in-law received a strange jumbled letter postmarked from Bellingham, Washington, hundreds of miles north. Current status: he is till this day, he remains missing for over nearly 100 years, but because he would be over 160 years old, investigators would know he is deceased, but his file remains an open active missing persons investigation.
Wow.
Crazy, eh?
Very.
And it's active. It's still active to this day. Still active. Okay. What was the other thing I was going to show you guys? I have a few things to show you. Do I have it? That's the question. Please tell me I have it. Nope, it's not there. It was about her book. Ryan's mom's book. I'll Google it. That we can Google. Uh, didn't want YouTube. Do you know what the book's? Imagine that. Is that the book? Is that the book, Cranky Cooker? Imagine that. Whoops.
I want to talk a little bit about like why this is.
That's not what I wanted. It's a $15,000 reward for Ryan for his recovery. Or any leads to finding Ryan's remains. Or any information leading to Ryan, finding Ryan. No, I don't want that.
Investigators and just people in the area.
Anyways. Imagine that. Fuck off. I think it's missing with me. Or missing from me. Was the book. I think. I had it and I screenshotted, I sent it, and I don't have it. I don't know why. Can you Google it, Cranky Cooker? You still there, Andrea? Okay. Missing from me? Okay. So there is a book out there that his mom wrote, missing from me a few years back. There is if you go to the Facebook page, I'll see if I can find it on Facebook here. I'm a member now. I'm gonna show you guys the Facebook page. Why? Like, why do you guys do this? Internet. There we go. That's what I want. Hopefully it'll let me log in. My account. No. No, it won't get me into Facebook. There is a Facebook group called Ryan Shishka. That's their Facebook page. I can see you from the chat, Cranky Cougar. I'm looking at my computer too, so I'm looking at both the phone and the computer, Cranky Cougar. So, well, we can see you. Anyhow, there was other stuff I was going to show you. Yeah, Heather published a book. Here we go. Let's Google it. As years passed with no sign of Ryan, his family kept going back to some peaks to search. He also did every he, al- They also did everything they could do to keep Ryan's story alive, to make sure he was never forgotten. In 2022, Heather published a book, Missing from Me, about Ryan's life and her grief after his disappearance. So there we go. Okay. There's Alvin Clark right up there above. Sorry, your washing machine was throwing me an error curveball? Okay. I hate that when that happens. Okay. So I think that's all I can cover for tonight about Ryan. I hope I can do another update. If I hear anything or whatever, whatnot, we'll try and follow through more about Ryan Shtuka. In fact, all of the cases I've covered already this week. Tomorrow I do plan to do a live. I haven't decided yet on what. I'm gonna have to flip a coin on it. So I'm just gonna do what I feel, I think. But it'll be a little bit earlier than what it was tonight. I apologize for the inconvenience. I was modding for Becca Turkheim Chariot, and we were all actually, most of us were, and we've been supporting Becca. We also support Jasmine. Do support Jasmine and always and sub up to her channel also with Becca as well. They're really good close friends, and they've been rocks for us to help us through with the whole Zach bullshit and everything. I do want to address this again, just to you guys, just to clarify. There was a couple other things I wanted to show. So this post came up this morning. It was in one of the Facebook groups. I am a member with Justin Clutch and Pearls. I think some of us are. You're not, are you, Andrea?
Not anymore, no.
No.
With Jack and Lily, I bowed out of most channels.
Yeah. So I've kind of like pretty much did the same thing. I kind of stick with who I was close to basically, and I happen to I am actually got a. It wasn't a gift. It was more like Apple gave it up on me. I couldn't cancel the subscription on in time. Um, but it's only a month, right? And I don't mind Justin here and there. He does give some good stuff out there. I was not there for the members only this past week. If it was brought up, it was brought up. If anything was said, if it was said, but I don't think, in my opinion, that they would not have any access to the CPS documents for that particular case, and or anybody would have it for that matter. If anything was talked about, it was probably the other court case that's happening next month. Um, I do have some knowledge on it. I just choose not to talk about it. So, um, because we are in a you know what, and in Canada here, and that's are my thoughts on that. And so I just wanted to address that. I was not there for that. I was not witness to that. So wherever this person posted this today, apparently the post was taken down. So, but it's out there. So I wanted to address that. This whole thing is pretty frustrating, I think, with just with all the drama that's going on. That's why I've stepped away and done other cases this week. I gave you guys a chance to talk about Jack and Lily a couple days ago. I will This is the week that you guys want to get any information or any feedback from me about Jack and Lily. I will talk about it, but after this week, that'll be it for me. I'm just kind of done with it because of all the drama that's going on. I will follow. I do follow Charmaine, and I follow a little bit of Justin, and that's it. That's all I follow. So, um, because they're the only two that I know that are out there, besides a couple of creators that actually give a shit about cases and are not there for the clicks and views and for the money and everything. That's how I feel. I don't know about how you guys feel about it, but that's just where I stand on it. I'm just tired of the drama. I'm tired of the bullshit. I'm tired of, money makes people crazy, I think. $150,000 or double that now, according to Tint. Um, I know Monsters of Sabotage was looking for information on mine shafts. I emailed them this week. Uh, about some information on mine shafts. I found a couple of maps that I knew. There is a link that's out there. That's a satellite image that picks up on stuff that was given to me from a creator a few months back when we were looking at the geocache sites and stuff. But that's pretty much about it. So that's where I technically stand on that, to be honest. So if you guys want any questions or anything like that, want to talk about Jack and Lee, I have no issues with it for this week, but just for this week only. So, and other than that, I am done with it with the cases. So there's other cases that do need coverage, like Darius McDougal. I do plan to go out there for that search next week. Um, I've talked about Ryan Shishka tonight. I've talked about McKenna. I've talked about McKenna Bali. I've talked about Dylan Kojman this week. I've talked about Justin Evans. I can keep going. There's other cases I can be talking about. Summer Wells. There's other cases I could be talking about besides Jack and Lily. And it just seems like there's a lot of attention to Jack and Lily because it's all drama. And I don't want to be a part of it. So I like to keep my channel a drama-free zone. There hasn't been really because of all the Zach bullshit, but I'm hoping after this week or after the 26th, we're done with Zach. We haven't turned our attention off of Zach. I can make that aware of that. Um, and I say that because is it up here? Is it in here? Yeah, I wanted to address this. That's what I wanted to address. Oops, I want to do that. Damn you. Let me do this. Hope you guys can see that. I wanted to address these fucking comments. Not you, Andrea, but Summer Breeze. Um, Summer Breeze, you have attacked people, including Shannon in Justin Collection Pearls. You have attacked my mods, so you kind of deserve what you got. So, and all you've done is enable Zach. So to sit there and bitch about April 17th on one of my mods when they were calling you out and they were calling Zach out because he won't fucking listen because all you're doing is labeling, that's on you. But don't come crying to us that you've gone broke because Zach took in every fucking cent from you. Because that's what's going to happen. Mark my words. And not to mention, Shannon is going through a lot of fucking health problems. And for you to attack any of my mods, including Shannon, and then to make you look like the fucking you're sitting pretty, fuck you. You're gonna get yours, and it's called karma.
Yeah, I second that. Fuck this probably.
So that being said, and there was the other thing I was gonna address. Where is it? It's here. I think Deal's first. Deal's fierce. I think that's KTS worker, by the way, girls. And Zach, for the comments you made on Jamie Doll, you haven't gone on notice yet. We haven't put our eyes haven't turned away from you quite yet. We've sent a package, and I've talked to the RCMP already about that little stunt you claim that you went to Nova Scotia, and that's how you're telling everybody you've gone to Nova Scotia. I've talked to the RCMP, and they're going to contact you. I give them your contact information. This fucking bullshit right here. Deals fierce. I think that's KTS worker.
Be.
Deals fierce. You got some real fucking serious issues in there, Zach. And I can tell you this much. Once that package kit arrives, I can guarantee you they're going to shut your fucking channel down. Your real time true crime. Enjoy it while it lasts. And not only that, the RCMP, they'll be contacting you very soon if they haven't already. I'm sure they have, or they've contacted the detective in Washington. So, anything you want to add?
Nope, I just second everything you say, and that can just give it a fucking rest already.
Yep. Agreed. And here's a warning to you, Zach, and here's a warning to you, Summer Breeze. Leave my mods alone. If they come at you, they're not just either defending me, but they're also fucking defending Jack and Lily. And calling you on your fucking bullshit for the lies you're fucking spreading. You guys attacked us way in the beginning. Just remember that. So,
And warning other people so nobody else gets fucking scammed and pulled into this bullshit.
well, all he's done is scammed. He's going to scam again. Guarantee it. We know he will because he's been off for a week almost. And now he's talking about there was a post a few days ago saying that a family member died that they knew 15 years ago. I call bullshit.
Me too.
So, so we're on you, Zach. Like we're keeping tabs on you. So just because we kept the ball off the frickin' our eyes off the ball don't mean anything. Enjoy your channel while while it lasts. That's all I gotta say, man. Anyhow, that's it for me. If you have any closing comments, Andrea?
No, that's it for me too.
Okay. Yeah. Tomorrow I do plan to do another live tomorrow. I haven't decided who yet. I may do it solo, may do it with whoever, don't matter. You and Mama Chipmunk, if you're interested, come up. We can do it again. Or if not, I'll go solo. No big deal. I'm hoping to get StreamYards figured out. Then I can start sharing again on my computer and figure that all out again and working out the kinks. And then people would get notifications and stuff, so people can actually start subbing up and we can finally get monetized. The channel is growing. Without a channel, without you guys, I wouldn't have a channel. So I wouldn't have mods. I wouldn't have superstar mods like Andrea and with Mama Chipmunk, right? Wish Cranky Cougar a happy birthday if you see her, if she's still in the chat. Is she still in the chat? What's that?
Shannon in your prayers.
Yes, we meant to do that today. We'll do it tomorrow in the morning when we get up. We'll do a prayer. Hopefully with everybody though.
Yeah.
We'll do that tomorrow for sure. Everybody get some rest tonight, get some good night's sleep. TGIF tomorrow. I'm sure you'll be busy tomorrow with YouTube and everything. Jack and Lily, considering we're getting close to certain dates. So otherwise, you guys have a good night. Thank you, mods. You rock. Thank you, Andrea, for your help tonight. You rock too. It's been a blast having you up here. So, Monsters of Chaos, thanks for being here. Cranky Cougar, again, happy birthday to you. Dig it, happy birthday to you as well. Other than that, you guys have a great night and cheers.
Good night.